Do 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 do. What up? This is the Cozy Room. It's Shan. When is the right age to teach them? That's what we're discussing today. Let's go. Kids learn like sponges. And I want to say from a young age, from when they hear you, when they see you, when they're touching things, they are learning. They're picking up things. I don't think there's a quote unquote right age to teach a child anything. I think they're going to pick up on the things that you don't teach them. I think that they're going to pick up on the things that you do teach them. How frequently do you teach them these things? How often are they exposed to certain things is what's going to stick. We can talk about anything. Like right now, I want to say Anya started she started recognizing letters at 2.5 on my iPad and on paper. She started reading at 3.5 on like a first grade level. Bigger words she has trouble pronouncing if they have like 3 syllables in them, but for the most part she's pretty good. Recognizing a sentence from a question, she's not there yet, but I tell her what to look for. That'll tell her if it's a question or a statement, blah 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 blah. As far as like words, I think any age you can teach kids words, sentences, phone numbers, addresses, signs, tying the shoes. We're working on that right now. She's 4, so we're working on that. She's ready to do that. She's excited. Names, I teach her that early. Stranger danger. When I tell you this is such a struggle with Anya, the maintenance man came to my house the other day to fix the faucet. And she sees him in the hallway and she says, "Hi," and she runs up to him and hugs him. My G, you do not know this man. He was like, "Oh, she's cute." That's cool that you think so. I didn't say that to him, but that's cool that he thought that. But at the same time, I don't want her running up to strangers and hugging on them. Like, it's weird. So it's really hard teaching her that. She's super friendly, but it's kind of like, how do you teach a child to have a backbone? But that's something else. Reading, you could teach them ASAP. Drawing, I let Anya draw. I let Anya paint. I don't tell her how to do it. I let her do whatever she wants to do. We have this thing where we'll do like a competition on her easel back and forth on the dry ease part, where she'll draw something and she can't look at, I can't look on how she draws it and I have to do it. And then vice versa. And we'll take turns. Like, we just make learning fun. Kids learn when you make learning fun, period. Crossing the street, I tell her what to look for. Things like that. Come on. Interactive learning is good. Like on my TV I can pull up YouTube like an app, so we go on YouTube and we do like songs with money. We'll do that. We'll do words with funny rhymes or dances. We'll do colors. Less TV and more play though is what I recommend, because kids learn through experience more so than watching something verbatim. Even in college for me, I learned through experience more than sitting there and you telling me something. Like, that's common sense. Teach kids to be original and leaders out here. Like, it's too many followers right now. Too many kids not, being honest about what their real opinions are. And I want to raise 2 girls that are strong about their likes and their dislikes and own them and stand firm in that. I don't want nothing cookie cutter. Nothing fun in life is ever cookie cutter. Just remember that. So I do a lot of drawing matches with Anya. Even Ari knows how to draw, like hold a crayon and put it on a paper, which is pretty good. And she's only 11 months. Play-Doh. Play-Doh, you can make it be anything that you want. I really like Play-Doh for a kid to be learning from. Excuse me. Drawing is so therapeutic. I love it because I like to illustrate. Always have. My mom loves drawing. She's a real good illustrator. She loves to draw any type of plant, any type of scenery. My oldest brother, he draws good sceneries. Then my second oldest brother, he draws, I want to say sceneries too. Like he's really good at drawing. I haven't seen him draw in decades, but he's pretty good at that. Then my other brother is good at drawing action figures in detail. And then my youngest brother, Nathan, he can draw a whole like traffic scene in full detail, like cars to detail, street to detail, tell you any year, make, and model, and draw it to detail without looking at it. Like just off of memory. He's pretty good at that. And none of them pursue any type of artistic, creative job where they can do that. And in my mind, my ideal job for my youngest brother, who's older than me, all my brothers are older than me, I'm the only girl, would have been for him to be a automotive designer. Like he's really good. And I feel like if he actually watered that craft that he was naturally great at, my gee, what are the limits? But at the same time, I can't choose my brother's career for him. But that's where I would have seen his life going if he really watered that. What he's told me that he really wants to pursue is culinary arts, which that surprised me because I didn't really think he was into food like that. But okay, my brother, pursue it. I'm supportive. But back to the kids. I think foreign languages to teach your kids are really good, and the earlier you start them, the better. I got Anya lots of Spanish and English books with pictures in it when she was really young. I have a lot of different friends from different culture backgrounds who know different languages that I don't mind if they like teach her things. I got her flashcards that are Spanish. Flashcards, I love flashcards. You can buy them from Walmart for like $2.99. I have number ones. I have math problem ones. I have sight words. I have Spanish and English identifying objects words. I have color flashcards. I have fake money that I've been teaching Anya money, like coins, what they worth, what they're called, ones, five, tens, 20s, 50s, 100s, and how to count them out. I've been teaching her that. And be aware of like anything your child is asking. Like I know they sit in the back seat and they talk you to death. I know. Okay. I know. And I asked Anya, could you please not talk right now? And she'll tell me politely, no, she wants to talk to you. She doesn't want to be quiet. No, thank you. I can laugh now because I don't need her to be quiet because she's not here. But at the same time, I want my peace, but at the same time, if she's curious about something and she's really asking, I want to answer her. I want to give her that knowledge. And so be aware of like when they're asking you things to just give them that knowledge. If she sees money and it's a $5 bill and she asks, who's that? It's an old man who they put on the money. This is his name. This is what this paper is worth. It's $5, meaning I can buy X amount of things. So I just really give her that information because kids need it. Math, adding, subtracting, dividing, multiplication. I have lots of like poster boards in my house on the walls of like sight words, math problems. I have math poster boards on her easel. With my schedule now, with working 2 jobs, it's kind of hard for me to dedicate half of my day to teaching her that, but I've been teaching her a lot of that for a while now, and I can tell it's really paying off because she recognizes things like really quick. Reading, I would do that ASAP. Writing, I would start that at 2 years old because a lot of why children's handwriting and adults' handwriting is really shitty is because their parents or whoever was watching over them gave them the pencil too late. And let me not say too late. You gave them the pencil or pen later on. So adjusting on how they're comfortable holding a pencil or a pen or a crayon, they weren't used to it at a longer period for them to be comfortable by themselves in order to develop better ways of writing. So I gave her the pencil, the crayon, the pen, the marker early so she gets comfortable with how she holds it. So writing for her is pretty good. Now, when she writes her name, she'll start off like really small and then get big, but writing, please, ASAP. Safety, I would say 3 years old. Start that safety, what to watch for people. If somebody comes up to you, this is what you do. The other night I was, demonstrating to Anya, if somebody tries to grab you and pick you up, what to do. If somebody tries to cover your mouth, what to do. I write her name on a lot of things that she has. I write her name in her backpack. I tell her, what to do if she's lost. I go over my phone number with her, my address, just inform your kids instead of being scared about them being in a situation. Prepare them for a situation. That's going to be better off. Sexual discussions with the kids today. My G. It sounds crazy, but with the kids today, you kind of started off tiptoeing, right now, when I'm bathing Anya, I'll tell her what her body parts are. I'll tell her nobody's allowed to touch you here, here, or here. If they do, you need to tell me, or you need to tell an adult that you're around. Never be scared to tell me anything. Tell me everything. I'm not going to be mad at you. Just tell me. Let them know that, because that's going to ease into their comfort zone later on to tell you things. They're not going to be afraid to tell you things. They're not going to be feeling like they're going to be in trouble if they tell you things. So please, tell them that. But I would say the whole sexual discussion, I would have that at age 8. In 2018, age 8, boy or girl, age 8. Because it is their business, because we got real creeps out here, real kids out here seeing adults do adult things, and I want them to be prepared to know what is what shouldn't be, and what is, and let me know. I don't want them not knowing and then have somebody just try the hell out of them and I'm not around, because you don't want it. It would be a whole problem out here. Okay? Have my bail money. That's all I'm saying. Stranger danger, I would do that age 3. How to manage money. I would do that 5, 7. Start them managing money, saving. Anya has a piggy bank in here. I have a 529 account for the girls. That's a college account for the girls right now. They don't know nothing about that. That's fine. I have bank accounts for them. And I have a savings, just for things that'll happen. I have them as beneficiaries on my 401k. I have life insurance for them. What I haven't done currently is a will, but I will do that very soon. But financially prepare your kids, because a lot of cultures prepare their children years before they get close into their teens, before they have to go to college or high school. They're better prepared because those discussions, have been done. And I feel like we need to do that. Stop waiting until it's their quote unquote business to know about money, and make it their business, because kids cost a lot of money. And if they know that things that they want cost money, the frequency of them asking you for shit is going to come to a slow-mo, okay? Because it costs money. Importance with kids right now, I would say time management. Manage how long they're watching TV. Manage how long they're outside playing. Manage how long they're on the tablet. Manage how long, they're just playing around, not doing their work. And manage how long they dedicate to studying and doing things they don't have to do, but they should do to make themselves more educated and knowledgeable about certain things. Kids need balance, kids need structure. their interactions with others, manage that, keep an extra ear out for what they're talking about, for how they're coming off to each other. Organizing. Let your kids organize. Like, it's fine that you put something a certain way, or you just put something down, but there's a way to do it where it's neat. Help them learn how to organize. Anya's drawers where she puts her clothes. I have a sock drawer. I have a panty drawer. I have a top drawer. I have a bottoms drawer, and I have another bottoms drawer for like pants or shorts or vice versa. Let them know there's a time and there's a place for everything early. That way, when I'm an adult and your child is a teenager and they want to talk back or they want to act a certain way, they already know to come correct and not do it. Because a lot of teenagers, middle schoolers, and let's say even elementary people, kids are out here disrespecting is coming from them not being taught certain life skills in the household. Let's be serious. What else? Be mindful about what you expose them to. Kids understand logic, and whatever you expose them to, let that make sense. And don't tell them to mind their business, because if you don't make it their business, somebody on the outside of your household will make it their business. Okay? Talk to them about how to deal with authority. Have that discussion with your girls and your boys about when a police officer approaches you, what they're allowed to do, what they're not allowed to do. When should you say certain things? When should you say, I need to call my mom or my dad? When should you be quiet and not respond? What should you do when they do certain things to you? And let them know that just because they're police officers, just because they're teachers, just because they're older than you, does not make the things that they do right. Please talk to them about that. That's important. Just because they're older than you or they're in a uniform, they're still regular people. Just because they're your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, they're still regular people first. Please talk to them about that. That's important. I was researching a lot of things that I didn't know as far as like the best states for kids' education. Massachusetts came in first. New Hampshire came in second. New Jersey came in third. Vermont came in fourth, and Connecticut came in fifth. So they up there in them smaller states getting their education on. And even in other things like preschool enrollment, Vermont is first. New Jersey second, Connecticut's third. Math, as far as good math scores, Massachusetts is number one. New Hampshire is two. Like, they are really having less space and in property, but at the same time, I feel like they are really like going ham on these kids' education. Like, maybe we're not a big state. Maybe we don't have X, Y, and D and Z, but I can go ahead and push you further into your education and your knowledge so you can have a lot of things that these other states that have children there may not have later on. And I feel like they on target. If your children and where you live has to have less to do things that you don't really need to do in order to focus on the things that matter as children, which is education, hey, let's focus on that. Let's have that conversation, because there's something that they're doing education-wise, teaching-wise, that other states aren't. And I feel like a lot of other countries, education-wise, is way ahead of the United States. Let's be serious. Even now, like, I'm trying to register Anya for pre-K, and, you know, her birthday's late, so they're saying if she's not 4 by a certain date, then she can't enroll. Anya, I feel, can do first grade work. And I'm trying to get her into pre-K. And because of her birthday being a certain age, they're trying to tell me what I can and I cannot do. I think that is bullshit. So my family, well, a lot of my family predominantly is from Jamaica. And in Jamaica, they put you in grades that you can test out of and do the work. So let's say if Anya could do second grade work at 4, you think they're going to put her in pre-K or kindergarten? No, they're going to put her in 2nd grade. And I feel like that's logic. That makes sense. Like, it shouldn't matter how old your child is. What can they do? What do they know? What are they capable of? That should be it. And I feel like, the United States is so stuck on you fitting into boxes and you being in a certain class, or you being not able to go here because we have these rules to go by, that they're limiting what our children can do. But I'm not moving to Jamaica. That's a whole nother thing. So I will deal when Anya can test out and go into a certain grade, she will. But all of this is important. There's a lot of kids right now that are owning their own companies pretty young. Got more money than me in the bank pretty young. And that's through not limiting them on what they can know. I went into Michael's the other day looking for coloring books and new workbooks for Anya. And they had a book in there on children coding, kid coding, for websites. So let's not limit our kids out here because they can be great. Yes, their iPad is cool. Their tablet is cool. But at the same time, please monitor what they're watching on YouTube. I have kids YouTube on Anya's tablet, but at the same time, regular YouTube cannot be deleted off of her tablet, which sucks. So she keeps going back to it, and I have to monitor what she's looking at, and I hate it. So be mindful of what that is. Take your kids to the library. The library is still free. Take your kids to the library. If I go into anyone's house and I do not see a bookshelf of books, I am worried. And they have kids, I am highly worried and disturbed. I have a lot of books for the girls, always have. When people give gifts, I'll let them know. I would rather have more books than toys. Hello? More books than toys, please. I appreciate it. Do not have no Legos up in here because I don't want to step on it. Do not give her any Legos. But just keeping their minds open, I think, is important. Don't limit what to teach your kids. Teach them everything. Teach them everything. Be mindful of what they listen to. Because in my car, we love to listen to music. But I like Wu-Tang. I like Nas. I like Biggie Smalls. I like 69 Boys. I love me some Luke. But at the same time, I know what I can and I cannot play with my child in the car. Be mindful of that. I know what I can and cannot say with my child around. And I'm not going to say I'm perfect because Anya has heard some things and repeated some things and I have to correct her. But at the same time, be mindful of that and don't brush it off, because when you're not around and they talk to another adult like that or they talk to another child like that, it just snowballs into somebody else's home. So be mindful of that. It's easy. It's easy to teach kids and know what to teach them because it's common sense. I want my kids to know that, yes, you are fortunate enough to have a mother that can have her own car, take you from point A to point B. But at the same time, me growing up with my mother and father until I was 8, he drove. My mom never drove. Her eyesight, because she was always sick, came and went, so she wasn't allowed to drive. So he primarily drove and took us to the store, took us to church, but for the most part, he was never home. He left at 7 a.m. He came home at 7 every day. On Sundays, he went to a separate church. My mom went to a separate church. Sometimes I would go with him. Sometimes I would go with her. But at the most part, whenever my mom wanted to do stuff in between the times when he wasn't home, we took public transportation. We took the trolley in Philly, or we took the train, or we took the bus, or we walked. I think a child should be able to do that by themselves at 15 and older. Grocery shopping, I think a child should be able to do that with a list 14 years and older. advocating for themselves, speaking up for themselves with their teachers, their professors, or other adults, I think they should be able to write a professional email by 15 and older. Cooking, I think by age 9, like basic stuff like eggs, pancakes, chicken, rice, they should be able to know that by age 9 and older. Pumping gas, they should be able to know that by age 9 and older. So there's a lot of life skills that children should know that I don't feel like a lot of parents right now are teaching them because they feel like, oh, I can do it. Oh, I can do it. Laundry, men and women still in their 30s may not know how to do laundry correctly. I think kids should know how to do their own laundry, how to separate their colors, and what to wash as mixed colors, what detergent to use, when to put in fabric softener, or whatever, at least by age 9. Like, these are fundamentals. Kids should be ironing their clothes by 10, 11, and older by themselves. Stop taking on the responsibility of children when they are able to do it. You just need to teach them. At my job, I have grown parents who have grown children in their 30s or their 40s calling in for them to conduct business for them on a professional level. Ma'am, no. No, sir. Have your child call in because they're over 18. Thank you. You have a great day. Stop babying grown adults and let's teach our kids so they can be better adults, because it's just going to snowball into shit that they can't do for themselves. Shopping for clothing, I feel like you should be able to make a list, go to the store with them, you go somewhere else in the store, and they know what they need to pick up for themselves, they know what size they are, and they come back, and you can leave out the store after you pay for it. Let's stop babying our children so they can be better adults. When is their right age to teach them? Any age is a question. Any age is a question. What do you teach them at their ages? That's your preference. But I don't want no grown kids in their teens or in their 20s or in their 30s or in their 40s depending on me because I failed to teach them something that I should have done earlier. Let's be better out here. That is it. If you have any suggestions, please leave a voicemail on what you teach your kids, your friends' children, your cousins, whoever in your family or whatever children you're around. What do you teach them? And let's not forget manners. Manners start ASAP. Because a lot of kids in these classrooms do not have manners. And please believe that these teachers are underpaid. And they're getting the right to have guns in the classroom with this stupid ass president. Let's be serious. Let's be better out here. This is Cozy Room. Till next time, the deuce deuce. Peace.